Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Unlimited Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, bit to get 30, bit to get 20, 20, 20, bit to get 20, 20, bit to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold!
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
This episode is brought to you by Greenlight. Get this. Adults with financial literacy skills have 82% more wealth than those who don't. From swimming lessons to piano classes, us parents invest in so many things to enrich our kids' lives. But are we investing in their future financial success? With Greenlight, you can teach your kids financial literacy skills like earning, saving, and investing. And this investment costs less than that after-school treat. Start prioritizing their financial education and future today with a risk-free trial at greenlight.com/Spotify. Greenlight.com/Spotify.
Listen, all you New Yorkers.
Eugene, taxi!
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Now, teachers have this power to have conversations with the kids about sexual subjects, and they don't have to tell the parents. And they go to great lengths not to tell the parents. And if your kid has a problem, sexual questions, they can ask the counselors without the counselors ever having to say to the parent, hey, your kid, your son thinks he's a daughter, or whatever else might happen. So once that happened and the parent was taken out of the equation as far as the school system went, then it really became, who the hell is teaching your kids and what are they teaching them? You don't really have a say in it anymore. And sometimes even if you take the initiative and want to go to a PTA meeting, if they even have those anymore, you're the bad guy. They'll put a scarlet letter on you that you're a sexist, a racist, a homophobe, whatever it is. And now you're the bad guy, and they can, in essence, turn that child against you without any issues. There's no recourse. You can't go to somebody. Oh, this teacher or this administrator, this counselor is telling my kid that my take on how I want to raise them is wrong and in some sense perhaps even illegal. That's who's raising your kids now. And that definitely changed over time. That's nothing that you could say, well, was it always like that? No, it wasn't. And your family, I think we had a lot closer relationships with our families back then. You have your dad, then you got your uncles. And they weren't your dad, obviously, but you learned a lot from them. I learned so much from my Uncle Tony. He listens. Hi, Uncle Tony. Love my Uncle Tony. And I learned so much from him. And it wasn't an intrusion. It wasn't a brainwashing. As I grew up and got the mature ability to reason things out, and you'd have conversations with people that were older than you, and sometimes you'd listen and take a piece of advice, and sometimes you go, wow, that is really bad. But, and then you'd have your own experiences. But for the most part, there was, again, this commonality you had in family, in your neighbors. The dad that lived next door wasn't going to tell you anything so insanely different than your own family would tell you, and they weren't going to treat you differently. Isn't that? It was just this common morality, common ideology, and ethics in the neighborhood, and it was never discussed. They didn't go around and go, "Here's what we're going to tell our kids. Are we all on the same page?" It was just the way it was. That's how Americans lived. And then these extremists got into every position where they are spending time with your kids when you're not, and just twisting the hell out of their minds. That brings me to Obama. I guess him and Mike, Big Mike Obama, were on a podcast together to prove their marriage is awesome. You know, because there are rumors that maybe they're divorced or they're not getting along. So going on a podcast together proves it. You know, who am I to say? Yeah. So Obama gets on there and he says that boys need men as for guidance, but not necessarily their dads. And, okay, I could see that. Like I said, I had uncles. I had people that absolutely I trusted and took what they said and really thought about it. And it wasn't this insane stuff that was so much different than what my dad would have said to me or any reasonable adult that I trusted in my family. But Obama says boys need men besides their dads as role models. And he apparently had a role model growing up. And let's listen to Obama tell it to us.
And that's one of the things that I think a lot of times boys need is not just exposure to one guy.
Mm-hmm. One dad.
No matter how good the dad
is. He can't be everything.
He can't be everything. And then that boy may need somebody to give the boy some perspective on the dad.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
One of the most valuable things I learned as a guy was I had a gay professor in college at a time when openly gay folks still weren't out of line, who became one of my favorite professors and was a great guy and would call me out when I started saying stuff that was ignorant. You need that to show empathy and kindness. And by the way, you need that person in your friend group so that if you then have a boy who's gay or non-binary or what have you, they have somebody that they can go, okay, I'm not alone in this.
Oh, boy. See? Do you see what they're saying here? I'm no genius. I'm not sitting here going, did you catch the secret code, people? Did you hear the secret code underlying in the audio track? No, it's blatantly obvious what he's saying there. Your dad isn't the be-all, end-all of your upbringing and what a man should be teaching another man, a growing child, a boy. You need a gay professor to undermine what your father tells you. Because he even said in that quote, he goes, you need somebody to kind of put a check on your dad, on the dad. Tell you what your dad's all about. No. That's up to you as a son when you get older to have life experiences and unfortunately enough, when you have that heartbreaking moment, when you realize your dad didn't know everything and perhaps he was wrong about this. The feet of clay, they call it. It's a rite of passage for any son. You don't need some gay professor. Marty, take your pants down. You don't need a gay professor to badmouth your dad. It's so subtle in how they do it. It really is so subtle in how they present this perversion of raising kids. I did it. I had a gay professor. He taught me a lot. Oh, Marty, where are the butt plugs, Marty? You don't need some other guy second guessing what your dad does to raise you. You can have other role models. I get that. But that's not what he was saying. And this goes back to It Takes a Village, the Hillary Clinton book on how your child shouldn't just be raised by the parents. They got to be raised by everybody. And the fact that the word itself, village, is a trap, a trick.